Hey guys, what's up? Mike here. Excuse my mess on my table. I'm trying to get ready to go fishing. I got these. They were clearancing them at Lowe's, and I got these for 45 cents a bottle. And I think I had $18 in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. There's 12 and there's 24 in the other one. So I got 36 bottles, which you times that times 2. And that gives me, let's see here, 2, carry the 1. I got 70, I can make up to 76 gallons of premix. And a lot of y'all know that I mow yards, but that was a heck of a deal. Trying to get ready to go fishing. So my table's a wreck, and I'm sorry, guys. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a different type of self-wicking bucket. A lot of y'all are liking my ideas, and I can't take all credit for it, but I'm trying different styles. So what I did is I stuck the 1.5" PVC on top of this 2-liter Dr. Pepper bottle, and I'm going to cut probably right underneath that line with the X-Acto knife, and I want to try to get as tight as fit as possible to get my pipe to go down in there. And what I'm going to do for it is I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to drill me some holes in the bottom. Then I'm going to go probably 4 or 5 inches up, drill me some holes, and then not drill any more holes in it. And I'm going to see how that does. And the bad thing about the 2-liter bottle is it's almost as tall as a bucket. But inside the bucket, when I scooted over to one side, I was going to use aluminum cans again, but I decided to, see, when I scooted over to one side of the bucket, I have all this soil room, and the lid ain't going to be on there, so it's going to be 3 or 4 inches below the surface anyway. And then I'm still going to come up, drill my drain hole, 1/2-inch drain hole, about 3 3/4 inches up. So let me get this cut, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm not going to promise it's going to look real good, but we're going to try. Okay, guys, I got it cut with my X-Acto knife. Then I took a pair of scissors, and I wanted this as tight as possible. That way soil can't get in through here, right here. And then I'm going to set this down in the bucket, and it gives me all this soil space. And then I'll drill me, like I said, a couple, not real big holes, just like maybe an 1/8 hole. Probably, I'm going to drill 6 holes in there. And that way the water can just slowly leak out, because you're going to have all that soil compacted around there. And I'm going to have to make sure that I position the bottle where the holes are, where they can get to the soil. So I need to take a Sharpie and mark, like right here, and right here, so the holes ain't up against the back of the bucket. And I'm still going to drill my drain hole, so if it rains, it can run out. So let me get some, I want to punch 6 1/8-inch holes in here, about 4 inches up, because I want to make sure that my drain hole is down here at 3 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to put all these cans back up. And this is how I'm going to do this bucket. It's going to be more soil capacity. I don't know what I'm going to plant in this bucket yet. But I'm trying all different kinds of buckets, just to see which one produces the best. So that's what I'm doing. And before I'll drill those holes, I think I'll take you outside and show you how stuff is going. Okay, guys, here's the overlook. That cherry tomato plant, I saw an old picture of it. It used to be no taller than a PVC pipe. It's almost up to the top. It's growing well. That bucket right there, I think it's just cursed. Everything I put in it dies. I put a cucumber in this bucket. It died, but now I got something else coming up, and I'm not sure if I think that might be a cucumber. That bell pepper plant, after about 3 weeks, it's finally starting to take off. It's putting on new leaves. Then the stalk's gotten a lot bigger. This ugly tiger tomato plant It's producing fruit like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to have all kinds of tomatoes. And if y'all look back at my older videos, that was the first squash plant I planted in one of these self-watering buckets. And look at it now. It's huge. And it's starting to put off buds, so it's fixing to start making squash. These are two was planted about, probably 2 weeks later. And they're taking off. Even that flower I put in there to keep the bugs away from the squash, it had one little bloom on it, and it's blossoming like crazy. Now, to make you dizzy, here's my radishes. As you can tell, I hope y'all can see that, but I got a rash forming there. It's almost starting to get too hot for radishes, so I'm hoping these are in the sunlight for about 6-7 hours a day, and then they get in the shade. And here's the radishes I planted, I'd say about 2 weeks ago. They're coming up, and they're coming up great. And then I didn't video it, and I probably should have. I made this little table. It's not complete. That's probably why I didn't video it, but it's going to have a bottom extension on it so I can put some buckets right here. But here's my 2 watermelons. They're doing fairly well. I'm going to put some green fence like I put behind my other stuff, and teach the vines to go up in the green fence and try to grow the watermelons that way. If it doesn't start working, then I'm going to, or if it starts killing them or whatever, I'll start letting them just go on the ground. I really don't want them on the ground, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to probably have to put up a fence to keep the dogs out of it. But anyway, let me go drill some holes in that, and I'll get back to you. So, all said and done, this will hold about a half gallon of water, which is great. That's going to be plenty. Now I'll stick it in my bucket. I'll fill it up, and it'll just slowly wick out the moisture into the bucket. Now, on this particular bucket, what I did was I drilled my holes at the bottom, because after thinking about it, I'll have that in there, and then if it rains, it won't drain until about 3 3/4 inches. So that soil is going to always be moist in the bottom of that bucket, and I don't want that. And now y'all are probably saying that, there's my hole, see? Now y'all are probably saying, well, I can't use this bucket for a different idea next year. Well, let me show you something else. My dog food comes in this thick, probably breathable canvas, so the dog food don't. So what I'll do is, if I decide to do that bucket different, I'll take one of my dog food bags, I'll cut it down the side and then down on the bottom, and then that'll give me a pretty wide area, and then I can cut me out a piece to go into that bucket, and then drill my drain hole and still be able to use my bucket. So it's stuff like that y'all need to think about when y'all build these buckets. I mean, just because you drill a couple of holes in them doesn't mean that you can't change your plans next year. This bucket still smells like pickles bad. But there's my idea, guys. My other idea for my next one. Put that in there. I gotta pay attention where my holes are. Okay, there's a hole there. I tried to drill my hole. I can't find my other hole. There's a hole there. And I think there's a hole there. I gotta make sure that I turn that, and I gotta make sure it stays like that. I didn't mark it like a moron. But then I'll fill this up with dirt. And I did drill 4 holes in the top. That way when I fill it up, it just pushes the oxygen up here by the main root system when I fill it up. I think that's going to work really good. I'm going to try it. And it gives me a lot more soil depth. And we'll see how it goes. But if you like this video, please comment. Please subscribe. Please like. Sorry about my dirty kitchen table. Try and get ready for a fishing trip. And I'll catch you on the next one.